Adonai, make us instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is discord, union. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master Adonai, teach us to seek not so much to be loved as to love, to be understood as to understand, to be counseled as to be as to console. Excuse me, to be consoled as to console. For it is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in giving that we receive, and it is in dying that we rise to eternal life. So be it. Amen.
Amen. Hey, shalom, shalom, Akeem.
Shalom,
Shalom, shalom.
Hey, I gotta tell you, it's been a very interesting week, and I'm pretty excited for today's topic.
Okay, cool. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, it's been real interesting to me also. But I've been busy putting up them videos, so and I'm happy what we're seeing. I just want to thank everybody for listening and watching and subscribing to the channel, man. I'm just really thankful and got a lot of gratitude for it.
Yeah, I want to echo that. I really appreciate the support. Had a remarkable opportunity to really home in on some research, learn some different things, and I think one of the bigger parts of it all is being able to share the application from what we put out every week.
Okay. And I also would like to third that motion, just thanking everybody for tuning in. Like, there's so many things going on in the world, so many places to be, so many things to do, so many distractions to indulge yourself in. But you chose to be here with us. So I'd like to say namaste and much love and light to you all.
Indeed. So I'm gonna go ahead and light this one off. All right. This week I want to introduce a concept called the 7 spheres of influence. And to tag along with that, we'll also discuss the independent path of spiritual initiation.
Okay.
So what y'all think about the 7 spheres? And obviously, like we had the opportunity to look into it, but what do you think about it on your, initial self-introduction to the concept?
When I first saw it, when it was mentioned by Denzel last week, and then I did some looking into it, I felt like it would have been a heavy topic, just on all the areas that it touches on, which we will get into shortly. But after further review, I think it'll actually be good, for those who are listening, for those here on the fourth principle to actually go back and forth on these concepts and principles. So, yeah.
Yeah, one thing that I got from it was, I look at these ideas as different vehicles that can bring about a good change, not only in culture, also societal identification practices. I mean, the entire society can benefit from, our input in these areas. So, like, one thing that I've noticed within the community is, like, I'm just, specifically like about people of color, right? We have a lot of influence in a lot of different areas. Yet, the condition more or less remains the same. Meaning it's like, it seems like, we repeat the same songs over and over and over again. And, everybody's looking like, hey, well, when are things going to change for us? So, I think as we dissect each one of these, we can open up some channels. And by what I mean by channels is, we got some paths where we can illuminate, our abilities to make things better in this particular experience. If you're willing to do that.
It's a choice.
It is a choice.
Right. Well, when I was looking at it this week, it's kind of almost like it's kind of a control factor to me a lot when you go into it. And I don't know if it's, but to me, everything can be an influence. You can be influenced by a lot of things. So to enhance your culture or your understanding of your own culture, and it will probably more likely help you probably understand what's going on in the world or within your wherever place you're at in the world.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Go ahead.
Before you go forward. Like, do you think it even matters to be concerned about what's happening in the world? And like, we're gonna tie all this into the 7 spheres of influence, but like, given the current cultural consciousness amongst people of color, right? Do you think it's important at all to be concerned with, I'm gonna say, the happenings within the world?
Right. I'm gonna say to the point, I would take the middle ground with it. It depends on who it is. If they're easily influenced about things that's within the world structure, I would say you shouldn't if you're easily persuaded on certain things, because it can make you we'll take world news or what have you, and world news is when they show certain things on the news that doesn't. It's almost like a bad thing they show, because most of the time it's just murder, certain things like that, right? So when you're talking about should we have these understandings or going into these things, I'm to the point. Me personally, no. I don't worry about what goes on in Russia.
Oh.
I don't worry about what's going on in Afghanistan because I'm not there. So, and a lot of times I live right here in America and I'm not concerned about a lot of stuff like what they would call politics. I really don't care.
It's interesting.
Okay. So Kane's point is like, it depends. I guess it's relative to the individual. Okay. What say you, Zach?
It's a paradox.
I think that's gonna be your.
I guess that's who I am. That's where my consciousness lies. It's seeing the pros and cons in both sides. It's seeing the benefits in both sides. And I say that meaning I don't keep up with the news personally. And when I do watch the news or get wind of it, it's either through, peers, at work. If I'm in the gym, I might look at the screen and I see, it might be the State of the Union. It might be the State of the Union. And I keep saying my mic is fine. Yours is just lower.
Mine is?
Y'all might just have to speak up.
Yeah. Yeah, fine.
Right. So, like it might be the State of the Union, being in the gym, looking up on the screen, and I see that. And the thing is like until I know the world that I'm involved in, my surroundings, my immediate area, I still get information from my peers. And if I deem it interesting enough, I might go look into it. But that's more on my desire to to plug myself into that system or that aspect of reality. It's not saying that it doesn't exist or that the passion somebody may have about, being a Democrat or Republican, or there's fires in California or an earthquake over on the other side of the world. It's nothing wrong if you choose to interact with that. However, what are you doing in that interaction? Are you actively sending money to those places as relief? Are you actively do you believe that your vote matters? You know what I mean? And I guess if you believe it, then that's your reality. For somebody like me, it's like, well, I mean, I'm 45 years old, and I ain't trying to rub anybody's shoulders on the voting thing, but it's
if you believe it.
If you believe it, you shall achieve it. So, being again in that seeing the benefits of the shortcomings of both perspectives, it's paradoxical. I mean, you want to wear a mask? Do you feel a mask protects you?
Yeah.
Then wear the mask. It protects you. If you
Right.
don't want to wear a mask and you feel like you're safe, then don't wear a mask. It makes me never mind. So
according to your belief, shall it be given to you?
King.
All right. So check it out. Right. Here's the 7 spheres. Some people might call them the 7 mountains. Right. Family, religion, education, government, business and economics, art, entertainment, and media.
Could you repeat them one more time?
Sure enough. Family, religion, education, government, business / economics, art / entertainment, and media. Now, after hearing these 7, right, which one would you say, like, we probably have the most influence in right now?
Depends on who you're talking to.
I'm talking to you.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, none of them jokers influence me, bro. The only thing influenced me is, and it's not up there, and I would say spirituality. But if you want to take about religion as one of that steps, but, me personally, religion is a little different on how I look at certain things between religion and spirituality. It's one and the same, but it's truly to a certain point is a little different. So the main one I would be concerned with me would be, like I say, spirituality.
But as a whole, though, so like, I'm a take it a step further past just us 3, right? When you look at people of color as a societal class, right? Which one of these spheres do you think we have the most influence on? Like, what has the most? I'm gonna use the word popularity amongst people of color.
Well, we spend a lot. We spend a lot of money. So it can go down to economics. Now, they say that we don't, we make less money or whatever, but we spend more money than probably most.
Does that mean that we have, influence in, economic trends? And
Could you ask the question one more time?
all right, the question is, of these 7 that I just listed, which one do you think people of color have the most influence over?
All of them. All of them. I would say just the way the country's set up, it's impossible not for people of color to have an influence on anything.
Okay.
Any of them. It's impossible.
What would be the main one?
Say again.
What would be the main one?
I think
We get we're all in that.
I would
But
say
what
all
be the
of them.
main.
So I'm just going to give a snippet of my thought. Government, whatever policies drive the United States, whether we vote or don't vote, whether whatever statistics we are in what you would say crime, if we high or low, it's revolving around us on some levels. Economic, science, technology, and business. Man, all of them.
Okay.
All of them. I think